fresh out of a grueling 6-hour endometriosis surgery. I lay immobilized in a European public hospital bed, still completely nude beneath a thin surgical blanket. I was exhausted, in immense pain, and barely able to sit up. It was supposed to be a place to recover, but peace felt impossible. Shortly after my surgery, a woman was placed in the bed next to mine. The divider between us offered little privacy. For hours, she kept her phone on loudspeaker, filling the small space with noise. Exhaustion eventually took over and I drifted off, only to wake up to a nightmare. Her husband had arrived for a visit and was standing at the end of my bed, staring directly at me. I was frozen, too weak to pull the blanket over myself properly. He crossed over to my side of the room several more times under the guise of closing curtains or grabbing a chair. I felt deeply uncomfortable and exposed. Given that his wife wears a hijab, I felt he, of all people, should understand the importance of respecting a woman's modesty. When the husband left, the intrusion didn't stop. Because she had not had her surgery yet, the woman was fully mobile. She repeatedly walked over to my bed to ask questions. Some were deeply personal, others were hospital-related queries, like asking when visiting hours started, which forced me to Google the answers for her. I desperately wanted to be left alone, but communication was a battlefield. English is my second language, and we are both immigrants from different backgrounds. She spoke no English and barely knew the language of our host country, making it exhausting to decipher her words. I suggested she ask the nurses, but the language barrier cut off my plea. While I realized she was likely just nervous, bored, and trying to be friendly, I was facing a 6-day stay with her. Overwhelmed, I wondered, would I be the asshole if I complained about her and her husband? Desperate for a quiet recovery, I took the advice of a kind soul and wrote down my grievances to hand to the staff, avoiding a loud confrontation that she might misunderstand. The nurses were wonderful and highly discreet. They promised to document the husband's behavior before the next day's visiting hours and immediately told the woman to turn off her loudspeaker. Soon after, a senior doctor arrived to take a photo of my written note for documentation. Recognizing my vulnerability, the medical staff finally helped me put on a nightgown and underwear so I wouldn't feel so exposed. The doctor also spoke directly to the woman, firmly instructing her to stop making open phone calls and use headphones, a rule she is now following. In public healthcare, shared rooms are the norm, and usually, roommates respect the unspoken boundary of privacy. I am incredibly relieved the staff took me seriously, allowing me to finally get the quiet, respectful recovery so desperately need.